Hi, I'm Russell Palazzo. Welcome to Warrior 3 Training. Today we're going to talk about self-defense fundamentals, starting with our guard stance, which is basic posture you can take to better protect yourself. So just standing naturally, step back with one foot. We kind of want to turn our body a little bit to the side. This will help better protect our target areas, like the eyes, throat, solar plexus, growing. They're very vulnerable. So rather than stand straight ahead, you want to turn a little bit to the side. As you step back, just step back about shoulder width apart. Okay, you don't want to step too far. You have a really wide stance. Or if you don't step far enough, you have a very narrow stance and won't have very good balance. So just a little bit wider than your shoulders, and then bend the knee. You want to have your knees bent, so that way you have good balance and mobility. And you want your weight distributed about 50-50, nice and even stance. Bring the hands up now. Now you don't want your hands too high and it'll block your vision, so just below the eyes. Keep the elbows anchored in. Okay, you don't want your elbows out here. Bring them in, protect the midsection. Now we can step forward or away into this stance. You can step in, boom, or you can retreat and step away. This depends on the situation. Generally for beginners, stepping away is better because then you create some distance between you and the attacker, and then you have more time to react. Okay, so let's practice stepping forward and back. Okay, so with the left foot first, step in, bring the hands up, knees are bent, and then return. And again. Now let's step back with our right foot. Step back, hands are up. And you can step in with either foot. If you want to step in with your right foot, so your right hand is in the front, or step back with the left foot. Let's practice some basic blocks. We're going to work on our inward, outward, and upward. We're going to do it from our horse stance. Just like you're riding a horse, we're going to bend the knees. This is just a training horse, so we can isolate our arms and focus on proper technique. Then we'll add it into our guard stance for more realistic approaches to self-defense. So have your hands here on your hip, form fists. The upward block is for our overhead attack. So you want to take your right hand, come right through the center like you're doing an uppercut punch. Then right when you get to about eye level, you want to start to turn your arm so it's up above your head. And then you want your arm to be on a 45-degree angle. And when we're blocking, we always want to use this part of our arm, the forearm, nice and strong. Come up through the center and then turn it up. And then the other side. And you can just practice these in the mirror. Check your own technique. All right, so you come up through the center, you get to here, and extend it out. So palm is facing out when you finish the upward block. Next one is the inward block. This would be used to block a straight punch or maybe a push. There's different applications. Now to get the full range of motion so you can feel it, we're going to chamber our hand up by the ear, and then you're going to bring it across. Have the elbow approximately center your body and your fist lined up with your opposite shoulder. Try that again. So you're going to bring it up and in. Let's try the other side. Now it's back and forth. All right, now the outward block. First we're going to come across the body and then move it to the side. So it comes across. Now you can have your palm facing out or in for the outward block. But palm out is going to make your block stronger. That's the preferred method for blocking a punch. So it comes across and then over. Okay, so let's do all three. So starting with just your right hand, you come up, then you go to your inward block, and then outward block. And then back to the horse. Try that again. So upward, inward, outward. All right, let's try the left hand. Come up through the center for your upward, then inward, and outward. And again, up, in, and out. And this is just a basic exercise that you can practice to get familiar with the block. And you can also do it in front of a mirror and check your own technique, see how it's looking. Let's go over some basic strikes. We're gonna focus first on the heel palm strike. Heel palm strike, you're gonna bend the wrist, strike with the bottom part of your hand here. It's very solid. So we're gonna do the straight heel palm. I'm gonna bring out Bob. He's gonna help us out today. So the straight heel palm, you go to the nose, the chin. You can also do heel palms in a hooking fashion, or you can do underhand to the groin. So there's different ways you can use it. We're gonna focus on the straight heel palm strike. Okay, so let's go back to the horse stance, just so we can practice the technique. Start palm up, rotate it. And when you finish, you don't want to extend your arm 100%. You kind of want to have a little bit left in there so you don't hyperextend the elbow. So I only extend my arm about 98%. And you turn it over, make sure you pull the fingers together, tuck the thumb in as you strike. You just go back and forth practicing that. Now to do it from our guard stance, hands are up, you can do the heel palm strike off the front hand or off the rear hand. Or you can do both. Next strike is the punch. Punch is a little harder because if you don't do it properly, you could hurt your hand. Basically, you just want to make a fist, thumb's always on the outside, nice straight wrist. Then you want to strike using these two knuckles, mainly the middle one. Your middle knuckle is usually bigger, good surface to hit. So when we're punching, we can do a jab, which is off the front hand, or a cross, which is off the rear hand. Now here's a little pointer when you're throwing your cross. To generate more power, you want to turn your hips and shoulders as you punch. It also extends the range of your punch as you turn. So think of this, the punch starts at the bottom here with your foot, you push off the ground as you turn, and at the very end is when you fire the punch off. Okay, so use your whole body. Don't just punch with your arms. Okay, get a lot more power, pushing into it, turning the hips, and striking. Okay, so you got your jab, and then when you throw off the backhand, your power punch, your cross, turn the hips. So you go 1, 2. Jab, bring it back, cross. Now it's important after you throw your punch, make sure it returns back to where it started, hands up here. Common mistake, people throw the jab, when they go to throw the cross, they'll drop this left hand down here and then bring it up. If you do that, at this moment, this side of your face is wide open, they could attack you there. So after you jab, bring it right back as you throw the cross. Jab, cross. And again, practice in the mirror. Do these punches and watch your hands. Focus on keeping that hand up as it returns to the guard position.